And there is only one reality. Is there anybody here who, there probably is there anybody here who would like to make the point that there's more than one reality? Well, good. We have at least a semi-rational audience. Since there is only one reality, come on people, obviously there is and can be only one valid theory of any aspect of reality. Just as there is only one valid theory of epistemology, which is the theory of human knowledge, mathematics, electricity, chemistry, relativity, the theory of evolution. Likewise, there is and can be only one valid theory of productive bodybuilding exercise, and it just so happens to be the theory of high-intensity training. I don't have any weird, damn emotional investment in this thing. It just so happens to be that the one valid, logical, non-contradict, in fact, it's the only theory. The theory of high-intensity training is the only theory that exists qua theory, which means as the theory is defined. A set of abstract principles, logically connected, which purports to be a correct description of some aspect of reality. The science of exercise, ladies and gentlemen, like the science of medicine, is based on an understanding of the principles of human physiology with a capital H. That means they apply to everybody. After all, unless Pollock and his people are here, I would say we're all members of the species human beings, which of course are universal. That is, applicable to all human beings. If every human being's cells, muscles, and organs were constituted and functioned differently, medical science couldn't exist as a viable discipline. Doctors couldn't make diagnoses, perform surgeries, or dispense medicines. It is this precise fact, the fact that the principles of human physiology are obviously universal, is what makes it possible for me to state with absolute, utter, total certainty that there is only one valid logical theory of productive bodybuilding exercise, i.e. one best way to train. It is not my mere opinion that every human being, literally every human being, requires intense training to stimulate growth. It is a well-authenticated fact beyond debate. And because the magnitude of the toll demanded by high-intensity training is very great, such training must be not just cautiously regulated, it must be hyper-cautiously regulated with regard to volume and frequency so you don't overtrain. Overtraining, remember, is not just a mistake, it's the biggest mistake you can make. Overtraining is literally that which prevents you from achieving the desired result. Increases in strength and size. And I'll talk more about that later. The major philosophic theme of this seminar, dear listeners, is that without a firm intellectual grasp of and guidance by a valid theory, one cannot know that he's on the right course. A sane individual setting out on a trip from New York to Los Angeles will consult a map. A map, interestingly enough, is a theory about how to get from point A to point B. Without the map, he would get lost, lose whatever certainty and motivation he may have had, and terminate his effort along the way. Knowledge, like any other value, has to be gained through a volitional effort, an act of choice. Anyone smart, anyone here today, and it's all of you, smart enough to learn the ABCs, write a sentence, or read a book, can, with sufficient effort, integrate the knowledge he gains as a result of today's seminar. Now we get to the intense workout. Recently, one of my phone consultation clients expressed considerable astonishment that he had been able to realize so much uninterrupted progress utilizing heavy-duty, high-intensity training. And I explained to him that should not be a surprise. There's no mystery here. That people have been growing muscles beyond normal levels for tens of thousands of years. that we live in a knowable, rational universe of clear-cut identity, guided by one set of never-changing principles, and that the cause and effect, this is a key concept for those who want to learn to think logically about exercise or anything else, cause and effect. The cause and effect relationship between intense exercise and muscular growth has been understood for at least decades by a few people at least, even though the vast majority of so-called experts in this field have failed to grasp it. I concluded by pointing out to this individual that it is reality and its laws, the laws of nature, you know, that dictate the causes which must be enacted to affect the buildup of muscles beyond normal levels. And that once these causes, these natural laws, are clearly understood, in reality the task of developing bigger muscles, while of course requiring high-intensity effort, is really rather simple. Nature also dictates what mental causes. We were talking earlier, a second ago, about physical causes. Nature, reality, also dictates what mental causes that must be enacted to affect an intellectual understanding of any subject or issue. You must first recognize that all human knowledge has a nature. Your body has a nature, right? Your brain is a part of your body. Your mind is a part of your brain. Your brain and the knowledge therein has a nature, literally. Human knowledge, people, is hierarchical in structure, with a base of fundamental principles or ideas which must be first grasped before moving up the logical ladder. This may be most readily observed, of course, in the field of mathematical science. Now remember, we're here today to talk about exercise science, but we're talking something here in the abstract about the nature of knowledge itself. In mathematical science, or mathematical knowledge, there is a base of fundamentals, which of course are what? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It is only on the basis of first grasping these fundamentals that one may then deal efficaciously with derivatives such as algebra and calculus. The major reason why you, or so many bodybuilders, are confused is that you fail to take the time to gain an understanding that the context of knowledge, which constitutes bodybuilding exercise science, has a base of fundamental principles. The major reason why most bodybuilders are confused is that they don't understand that the context of knowledge, which constitutes bodybuilding exercise science, has a base of fundamental principles. If you want to learn to think logically about exercise, which again is what I presume you came here for, this is the first thing you have to logically understand, that the body of knowledge constituting exercise science has a base, a foundation of fundamental principles. And it ain't that difficult. So you might write this down for your own edification, which relate to the issues of intensity, volume, and frequency. Curious, I told you I talk to bodybuilders every day. Every single day I hear bodybuilders asking questions about training that are something like the equivalent of algebra or calculus when they have not even grasped the simple 2 + 2 is 4 of bodybuilding. How in the hell are they going to answer the higher level questions when they can't even figure out the simple 2 and 2 is 4? The following, what you're about to hear, will help you gain that knowledge. A logical perspective, as I said earlier, on the subject of productive bodybuilding exercise.